Welcome everybody to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you for stopping by. And if this is your first time here, if you are so inclined, please go look back at the previous 6 episodes of this series, the Spec Racer Ford season, as well as the Formula V season that came before it if you wish to do so. For those of you that have been here regularly, this is the season finale, Tsukuba 2000 Short. The track I have slightly more time on than some of the previous ones that we've gone through. But yeah, so this is going to be the next one. If you're new here, like I said, or enjoy this video, drop a like, hit the subscription notification icon thingy. I'm just going to roll with it so you don't miss any of these series videos or anything else I might upload to this channel. Yeah, so this is it. We try to have a recording go correctly for a season finale. This time would be a nice change. So yeah, it's interesting. So today we are at Tsukuba 2000 Short. We are the points leader coming in. Unfortunately, we have some bad news for the season finale. We have had an issue with our motor after the previous race. Where was it? Olden Park, maybe? I don't remember where the previous... No, not Olden Park. I don't remember. It doesn't matter. Anyways, we've had an issue, so we have had to go to a backup engine issue, and per the series regulations, that means we will be starting at the tail of the field. So we're going to have some passing to do. We only need to finish in the top 20 or so, I think, to lock up the championship, but we're going to have a long way to go. I just had to do a computer update. So my pedals completely uncalibrated, apparently, and are very cold and not worn in correctly, so we're going to have a lot of lockups here, which is why I wanted to get on track for a couple laps and get them a little stiffer and warmed up. God, it's not good. Alright, anyway, so yeah, so we're going to have a couple different things going against us here. We got to start at the tail end of the field. We have to pass a lot of cars, get the pedals back working properly and correctly. That will be good in the process, and then obviously this being the season finale, if we can hold on, hopefully we will get a offer to move up to a new series. Rumor has it that there's a ride opening up in the Mazda MX-5 Country World whatever Touring Cup. So that would be really interesting to be able to get a shot in there in one of those top rides. I know their first race is actually coming up soon. We're in the winter of the United States. So we're currently in Japan for this race, but I know their season is starting in just a couple weeks at Daytona Road Course, so definitely be a series I would be interested in joining. Moving up from the Spec Racer Ford class. A lot of traffic, good grief. I guess this will give us a good chance while the pedals are warming up to see how difficult it is to get through some traffic around here. This is actually a very tricky track to pass on. So we're going to have our work cut out. Very tight, very twisty. Definitely not a track you want to have to start in the back, but unfortunately, like I said, we've had those engine issues, so that's where we're going to be stuck, is towards the tail end of this field. So we'll just have to be patient, work through it, and hope everything goes okay. Should have a fairly long race here, 45-second laps or so at full pace, so definitely 25 or more laps in this one here today, depending on traffic, so we'll see how that ends up going. We're going to force our way up here. As always, if I have any weird mic issues during this event, I apologize. It's not something I can do a lot about at this point in time. I've tried to remedy it with some different upgrades, different set everything, you know, change the, the keys and stuff, change internet stuff, and nothing has really worked. So unfortunately, this is what we've got. So if there's any issues, I apologize for it. Of course, this is all just a big test right now to get everything warmed up and get used to the track and see where the passing zones may be, because we don't get to qualify. So, I mean, we could qualify, but we'd be starting at the back, so we're just not going to qualify. Make it easier instead of the fiasco that happens and trying to put ourselves back there. See what kind of lap time we could maybe do here. Going through some cars to kind of dictate what our pace could be like over the course of this race. It's very easy to run wide there as you go off camber over that little crest down the hill. It's very tricky to stay in there tight, so we're going to have to be mindful of that, not running over cars as well as running off track ourselves. So it's a decent lap, minimal traffic. Big lockup for me all the way into the brake zone, almost ran over David there. Appears to be okay. So yeah, I'd expect 24, 25 laps this race if traffic and how things cycle out here. We are still P1 on the board, so that's actually a good sign. See right here, even if we sneak up there, there isn't a whole lot of place that you can really go. We are going to leave our brake bias. We've usually, when we've started up front, been dialing it a little bit towards the front to be a little safer. We're going to have to be aggressive here, and if we make the mistake, we're just going to have to deal with it. So we are going to leave it in the standard default position with a lot of rear brake to help the car turn. Pit exit here. We'll slice through some of those cars. I guess we'll try a pit entry here just in case. This is one of the trickier tracks to get onto pit road. A lot of tight corners here, front tire wear probably will be a factor. On cold tires it'll be tricky, and then again once you get some heat in them to try to continue on. Alright, we'll try to come in the pits here even though this has been a pretty good lap. Very, very narrow, tricky pit entry here. Extremely difficult, very slow pit road as well. Alright, so let's pick a box here at the Marshall stand or whatever this is, and get ready for qualifying that we won't be a part of. So want to wait and watch and see what kind of laps everybody else can put up. Mildly entertaining. I'm very curious as to kind of how this is going to go, who's going to shake out where, and obviously it's big for us in the championship where we end up. So wait till a bunch of people qualify, and then we'll get ready to rock and roll. Okay. With traffic, it'll really change the pace of some of these cars. Can at times be a very, very difficult track to pass on depending on where you catch your car. And if you don't catch them right away and get a nice run and pass them, you can be stuck behind them for quite a while. So also something to keep in mind as we try to drive through the field. Try not to get too far behind the leaders. Probably going to start in the mid-30s. I'm sure a couple cars will have issues on their laps. So if we can start mid to back 30s and end up in the top 10 and just have a nice solid race and win the championship that way, I think that would be a great result. I don't need to go out and pass everybody and win the race. That's not the goal here today. But, you know, if we can just have a nice solid race and make up some spots and do okay, then that will be a success, I think. So looks like they skipped numbers 12, 7, and 4. I assume one of those is supposed to be me, one of them is supposed to be Jimmy. But I don't know why everybody else has shifted one. Why are there 3 open spots? And one of them isn't 13, which is weird. Usually when you see that, it's 13, you know, the conspiracy theories, whatever, that keep people from choosing 13. But that's not the case here for whatever reason. So I don't really understand that iRacing, but that's okay. First times are going up on the board now. 48.1 looks like it's going to be towards the front. Some of the faster cars. What did we run in practice? I don't even remember. 47.3. So we have decent pace here. Some guys ran a little quicker than that in practice, but that could have just been the toe. So we are going to start last. There's been quite a bit of variation here. 54 seconds is the last couple cars in the pack there. So we're going to start 40th and last in only 20 minutes to get through some of this field. So if we can end up 10th, about 49-second bracket, we should be able to do that over the course of this race. That's going to be our goal. Get on the grid here, get ready to rock and roll. We do have a full pace lap here, which is good. The weird split one is interesting here. So hopefully that'll give us a good chance to kind of pick our way through a little bit. We are going to start in a really awkward spot on the track, though, I will say that. So we'll see how it goes here. All right. Here we go. Fresh motor in the car, so we should be ready to go. Get the tires nice and warmed up so we don't have any issues. Make sure everything is feeling good. 20 minutes to decide a champion, and we are in prime position. Got a fresh motor, we should be able to go hard. Hopefully it'll go well. I think it's going to help on these cars too, as opposed to Formula V or some other car like that. These cars have brake lights, so I can always bail out, see a bunch of cars braking ahead, you know, not to just run someone over for no reason, because you can't see them slowing down. Just little features like that we have to pass a lot of cars like we did at Sebring are really actually quite helpful. So we managed to make it work at Sebring. We passed everybody and we went on to victory. But of course, there we were missing some pretty heavy hitters at the front of the field for, you know, various reasons. So a little bit of a different field to try to go past that day. We're ready to go here. All right, pace car is in, just waiting off the last corner. And there we go. Let's not pass anybody before the start-finish line as we almost get in a massive crash immediately. We're going to bail over here and get by about 10 cars immediately. Sneak up the inside here. So yeah, already up to the deep in the 20s here, so we're passing for around 25th place or so already. Sneak up there. A little bit of front end damage. It's not what we wanted, but hopefully it's not too bad. Light contact. It's already up near 20th place, so great start for us, just taking advantage of some of the spacing here. Yellow flag already. We've had someone with an issue somewhere. Able to get through there okay. Dale Earnhardt Jr. actually right here in front of us, so get a nice windshield tear off there. Sneak to Junior's inside, little contact. I thought he was going to stay out a little wider, a little more contact. We pushed out into him. Definitely some left front damage here, but we moved up to 19th in one lap, so we're already basically up in championship clinching position here. So a great start. Take care of that in just one lap. Now we can try to start picking through some of these guys with a little more ferocity. Get inside of Richard here into this start of the horseshoe where we head back. Sneak up the inside of Jeff. Pinch it nice and tight there. Good exit. There we go. Looks like the left front damage isn't anything too severe. Car still feels mostly okay. Get a nice run there on exit. Use all the road. See which way we want to go. Should be able to get inside of Brian here. Make that pass nice and easy, but he's going to hang out there on the outside. We caught a little bit of curb and got a little bit of wheel spin. Still pinched on the inside. We finally get through him there on exit. See if we can sneak up the inside of Angela here. We do. Make that pass. Maybe it's a phantom yellow flag like you see sometimes at Daytona right there. So that's up to 14th place already. Obviously, the further forward we go, the harder they're going to get. Almost contact there again on Randy. Just managed to keep that one there without contact. Good lap there from us, 47.6. Through traffic nonetheless. Just trying to be nice and smooth. We do have a long way to go. I talked about 24 or more laps, 23, 24 laps. Plenty of time. My goal was a top 10. We're nearly there already. We can see the top 10 up in front of us, so well on track to do that, and maybe with some traffic even more. They're just trying to be patient here. You don't want to push too hard, burn the tires off, or make a mistake, obviously. 47.1 is a great lap. Big lock up there. We're going to use this curb to kind of help us turn in there. Handful of cars up ahead of us here, so they are stacked up just a little bit. Should really help us here. We'll try to take a nice wide line here and cut in late. Didn't really work there, so it looks like that's not the game move through there to try to make a spot if we have to in the last corner. It's hard to pass this last corner, especially on this short circuit in this car, because you don't really slow down that much. You don't use a lot of brake or anything to change direction or change speed, so it's not really an option to just barrel in there on somebody, as we just tried to do right there. Another 47.1, great lap. Tried to make a pass there at the short shift and lost some momentum. Try to go around the outside here. Again, many laps around this track from my Forza days, as well as more recently on the iRacing days. Make that spot clear out there, self-clear, it's all good. Car a little bit wiggly there. No issues. See how far we are behind here, about 10 seconds already from the lead, so lost track of the very front runners so far, but hopefully we can still continue to march forward a little bit. Again, we've seen in several of these races, traffic will play a role in this, so. Wonder if we're in the wrong gear there. I haven't tried using second, but we just cannot really accelerate off of that corner like I need to. Try a little different line there, a little later apex, use all the runoff. Big protect there into turn one from Stevie Rees. He's actually in there a little bit deep. I backed out of that. We didn't have a good enough run, I didn't feel like. Looks like we're only really significantly better in a couple of corners there, and we're running 46-second laps. There again, good exit there, trying to find a lane up the inside. Just barely going to sneak in there. Accelerate through. Again, a little bit of a self-clear there, put him in a bad spot, and that's 11th place. So we have moved up quite a bit so far. 30 spots almost already in 8 laps now. Getting a little bit of tire heat, a little bit of rhythm coming in now, so hopefully continue to run well and march forwards a little bit. Oh, ran right over the back of Ian there. There was some kind of issue with Steven. Hopefully our car is okay. Hit him pretty square, so we should be all right. Another good run there. Slight contact with a pinch. Trying to make that pass on Ian. We are going to clear there. Starting to get in some of that heavier, slower traffic now. That's really going to play a part in holding us up at times, which is okay. Just got to stick being patient with it. Actually chose the wrong side there. Big cut across. We're going to go to the middle. A little bit of a lock up there. Again, more contact. We ran right in the back of Chris there. I don't know why he was lifting. He had the line. We're 3 wide. He had the line on Tom to go by the slower car. He chose not to take it. Sneak up the inside of John here, get by Steve in the process, and that's 6th place all of a sudden. So a couple of crazy corners and crazy laps right there. Get by Dano, suck up lead here. And there's quite a gap up to the top 4 after this one, so still doing okay, still making good laps, good pace. Looks like we're going to be around 8 seconds back. Back out of that one, not a good move. So 8 seconds back at this stage, still doing okay. Hopefully there's no weird lifts here. Send one up the outside, knowing that Jimmy was going to be slow in the entry there. Send one up the inside of Chris here, if we can get a nice entry. We do. Able to make that one work. that job done. Hopefully we can get Jennifer down the front straightaway into turn 1. Should be able to. You can see Dean and just barely Kevin up in front of us for the podium. They're up there, and that big mess is Kevin. Hopefully we can make up a little bit of time going through them. Again, little lock up there. The pedal just feeling very cold, very loose. These things happen. It's not a problem until it's a problem. Bouncing over the curb there, big time. Coming up toward halfway here. I bet you we're about halfway after this lap. We continue to deal with some traffic. Yep, just going to be about halfway, not after this lap, but after the next one. So maybe we'll get 25 laps, but more likely my guess would be 24, but we'll see. See if we can maintain that kind of pace through some of this traffic here. Car off there, looks like it's David again. No, it's Brent actually, that we had issues with earlier. Haven't closed up too much on that top 3 so far. I thought through that traffic we'd make a little time, but we did not. Just going to keep being patient with it here at the long game. I'm not sure we just have the flat pace right now to really go and challenge 2 very much. It looks like the top 3 are pretty stacked, so maybe they'll catch traffic together here as we start to reel in Dean for 4th place. This has been a fantastic drive. We had a great first couple laps, getting a lot of cars in those first couple laps. And then we've just been able to really be on the charge since then, so that's been great here. Guess we'll try to swing around the outside of Nim here. Kind of put him in a bad spot there. Dean did, trying to go around his outside, but we'll just follow through there. So we pretty much reeled in Dean. We still have about some more up to the next cars. Just kind of some more traffic here. Again, the big time loss is going to come when they start catching cars that they're catching for the first time, along with cars they're catching for, you know, second, third, fourth time, whatever. So that's where it really gets a big stack up. So we're not totally out of it yet. Just gotta keep the head down, making good laps and smooth. We're definitely gonna be on the charge here for 4th place. That's a great sign. We're really running pretty well. Did not expect to get this far through the field, certainly this quickly. So it's been really good. We made, like I said, a great lap at the start, so that really helps, not getting held up at all. Just about keep it on the track there, push out wide. Really not close enough to make a look into turn 1 this time. Again, down in 46s. Whole lap was a 48, which was strange. It must just be that cold tires are really a disadvantage for the AI. Predictably, I guess, they're not supposed to be lightning fast off the bat. A little bit of wheel spin on exit there, no harm. There we go, we got through there really well. Finally got the cut that we needed over that little hump. We can get a nice exit out here. Maybe we can make a move down the front stretch. Got a decent exit. See if we have enough of a toe. Gonna go protective up the inside. Thought about going around the outside, but there's nothing really doing there. Almost lost control there over the curb, but just looking at different things. Finally gonna sneak to the outside here, nice pinch with David Tucker, and we're able to get 4th place, so good corner there. Good strategy putting the car where he couldn't go anywhere unless he backed out of it. And we have closed up a little bit in this big group of traffic. The leader's down to less than 4.5 seconds. So we have the time. It looks like we got about 7-8 laps left here. Not that far to go. We can see the leaders now. Obviously, we still have to get through all this traffic that they just got through, but definitely in a little better spot. We'll get by Steven in a nice place there. Hopefully we can get through Tom right here. Should be able to on exit. Good, nice and easy. Nigel on this exit right here. He's going to actually pinch the curb, slow us down a little bit, but we'll still send one up the inside of him. A little squirrely there over the hump, but we managed to hang on to it. Going to actually let Dean get a nice run behind us there. He was able to straighten that exit out. Weird lap there for Sean. Looks like he lost second place, and again, big mess up in front. Looks like a lot of smoke. Cars all over the place. Big messes here. Cars all over the place. We'll try to sneak up this one here. Not a lot of place to go. We'll go to the outside here. David Lynn right up ahead of us. Was the leader just a moment ago. Follow him through on the inside. Looks like there's been some kind of an issue. Oh, we gotta pick our time and place wisely here. Pinch him in behind John West, and that's second place. So good couple corners there through traffic. Just being a little patient, picking the right moment, the right spot, and all of a sudden, as we had to bail on Brent there, who was several laps down after that spin in turn one. Apparently we're up second place now, so we are not out of this yet. Just 2.5 seconds back with 5 or so laps to go. Really cost those guys behind us a lot of time. They're still stuck back there, 4 seconds now, so abysmal lap for David there. Outside of Jennifer, we'll get through Jimmy again for, I believe, the 3rd time now. Leave us that lane up the inside. Nice of him. See Kevin there, just a couple cars up ahead. No, he's right in front of us. I misread that at first. I apologize. He's right here. So 1 second now is the gap, with just a handful of laps to go and plenty of more traffic. Look at all those cars up ahead of us that we're going to catch. So we'll have an opportunity if we can't make a mistake and don't have anything weird happen. We'll have a shot. Corner right here coming up as we get through this traffic. Which way do they go? We're going to go driver's right on the extreme outside of the track. Brian Simpson going to give us the lane, corner exit. We will complete the pass, and we have driven from last to first in 21 laps at Tsukuba Short. I wouldn't have thought it myself. What an admirable, incredible, exhilarating drive, really. See how much time we have left here, just about 3 minutes, so probably 4, maybe 5 laps here. Certainly 4 laps. Alright, now we just gotta not make any mistakes. We've already run over Jason in this race once. Still got Kevin right on our bumper. Sean is 6 seconds back, so it's really down to a 2-horse race now. A little bit overdriven there, but we make it work around the outside of Chris as he pinched some of those guys back. So a little bit of congestion back there now for them to deal with. Just want to almost clip that hay bale on the inside to make sure you get the car pointed there on exit. What a fun race. I don't really think of this track as a favorite, but what a great drive to really carve through the field, especially early in the race, and make the most of a bad situation with the fresh motor. Jamie's gonna let us go. Big send up the inside from a lapper. That's interesting, but we'll get that spot and make it work. We've opened up over a 5-second lead now as David and those guys down there was second. Really got stuck behind that traffic there. We got through really quick. 6-second lead now, so fortunate for the gaps we've been able to make through some of this traffic. Battle for 18th, 19th, and 20th here with Dale Jr., Mr. Sam Roush, and Richard Jobling up ahead of us. We'll try not to interfere with that battle any as we try to carve our way through them. We have again lapped half the field here. Probably 2 laps to go. I wouldn't anticipate us getting back in the next 30 seconds, but what do I know? We'll get 2 of them right there, trying to get through Richard right here on this nice corner exit. Should be able to do that. A little bit of a late turn in to carry the speed. He's able to protect easily. And yes, we'll come up, and this will be the last lap here, so 25 lap race. Pretty spot on with my prediction, I guess. We've lapped all the way up to 17th place, and we're on the final lap of the final race. Really a great season here thus far now. I mean, we had the little hiccup at Oulton Park, took away some points, and then the calamity that ensued at Sebring because of that, but other than that, we've had just a fantastic season here in this short season. 7 races. Really run very well, so we're gonna run off track there. I thought that was usable runoff. I don't know why I kept my foot in it. Just gonna hang out here, be careful. We've had issues in the very corners already this season in this car, so Brent's gonna let us go with a big lock up there on corner entry. Nice and smooth through the final corner. And the final race goes to car 64, and we are the champions. Fabulous race. Crew chief is happy, driver's happy, everybody's happy. Everything's great. Good race, everybody. Woo. Yeah. We'll come back here. We'll head on into the pit lane. We're final margin of victory, 5.7 seconds. Sean and Dee and all of them fell 12 seconds back, and then that next pack with Lisa that we passed around halfway was 20 seconds off the lead. So just a great performance. The 64 car was awesome. And we're going to get to go celebrate with the team and celebrate, and hopefully the phone rings for next season somewhere. I think we practice this pit entry so that we know just where to go. All the way down to our pit box at the far end of pit road. Stop right on the money. And so we lapped all the way up to 17th place. Cars are in front of us there. The field 5 lap had an issue. A couple of cars we put 2 laps down. First results are official. All right. Yes, something went wrong. I know. Something's weird. Check out the final championship standings. We win the championship by 30 points over Chris Lurch, 33 over Greg Hill. Sean Nash recovered from the issue at Sebring along with Kevin David, some of those other guys, to finish fourth, 36 back. 3 poles, 7 races. We pick up 4 victories, 5 top 5s, and 6 top 10s. Just a great showing. 3rd place, the average finish for us this season. We can't really ask for anything more than that, so good news, though, we are moving up. We have gotten a call to participate in the Mazda MX-5 Championship. Yes, we're going to race on some of the bigger tracks on the iRacing sim on the world schedule. Race starts off just a couple of weeks' time at Daytona International Speedway, the big road course. Then we head back to Lime Rock Park, and then a first trip over across the Midwest to Mid-Ohio. My home track, Road America, Road Atlanta is on that schedule. Sebring Club, that we had such a good race in the Spec Racer Ford. Summit Point Short, once again, our first trip up to New York and Watkins Glen. And now our first trip over to end the season in California at Laguna Seca. So next time out, that's where we will be in that series. And I hope we can just keep running well and moving up the ladder. So until next time, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks to all the sponsors, everybody that supports us and makes this happen. And we pick up another championship, so on to the MX-5 series. All right, bye.